the site almost exploded when you hit publish on this. The Sons of Ben, who are the Philadelphia Union supporters, their president resigned. I'll just give a quick synopsis of this. The main issue seems to be there was a statement about the overturning of Roe versus Wade put out by the Sons of Ben. Some members weren't angry at the statement. I read the quote tweets. It seemed to be a pretty positive statement. People were mad at the timeline that the statement took to come out. So then the president of the Sons of Ben, he went on the official podcast of the fan club, basically told the people who had a problem with it how long this statement took to fuck off.
Yeah, his word.
Then the president, Son of Ben, releases a statement to the statement after the statement. A lot of statements here from his own accord that he made on the podcast, and that rubbed the people the wrong way, ultimately ending in him resigning. Kev, you're a major figurehead, I would say, in the Union fan base. I don't know if you're a Son of Ben, but you have a podcast. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where you do talk about the Union, I would say, the majority of the time. I'm sure you have friends in the Sons of Ben. I'm sure you've known people from even before the Sons of Ben or who have split off to the Keystone Ultras. What's the vibe really like around the Philadelphia Union and the supporters fan club?
Yeah, it's funny. I can't believe this story did as well as it did, because I was like, oh, it's a Union thing. It's a slow day. I'm going to throw this up here. Maybe some like niche, group will find it interesting, but it did really well. I think because the bigger story here is like, what is a soccer supporters group in 2022? Like, what are we? Like, trying to define what we are. Are we like, are we a vehicle for political and social statements? Are we just a soccer supporters group? Are we both of those things at the same time? Like, what do we exist to do here? The Sons of Ben back in the day was founded just by like a group of guys who were sitting around in McGillen's and saying, hey, we want a team here in Philadelphia, right? And that was the goal, was just to get a team there, right? And then, those original years, it was a strong support because everybody kind of knew each other, and they came up from a ground level, of getting the team founded and being at the first game and being a tight knit group of people. And then they started to do some charity work, and they started to branch off and have like a philanthropy wing and do these positive things in the community, which was great. But at some point along the way, it started to do like, hey, we're going to do a statement on like gun control, or we're going to do like a Pride Night banner or something like that, which is all good and well. But I think over the years it became a little bit fractured as far as like some people really believe in this stuff and some people don't believe that they should stray too far from like, hey, the original thing is like, we're just a supporters group, like we're here to support the team, like we're not really here to do social justice statements whether we agree with them or not. So I think that's probably the big takeaway here is like you have to kind of redefine what you are in 2022, because like, hey, if we do a gun control statement, are we going to do an abortion statement? And if we do this kind of charity work, are we going to do that or whatever? Just kind of like, what is the place for that in a sports fan group? You know what I mean? And I think people latched on to that part of it.
I'm sure they're in the group. There's different sides of every argument. There might be some people who are pro-life. There might be someone who's pro-choice. There might be someone who's pro-guns. Some might be someone who's anti-guns. I just, today it feels like people want you to have a take on everything. Like you can't just be right in the middle of anything. If you love peanut butter and chocolate, you got to pick one that you love the more. T from the 203. It's a slippery slope. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
It's just like, it kind of reminds me of like, you ever see the Chappelle joke where it was like, where's Ja? And he's like, I need to know what Ja's thoughts are on 9/11. Yeah. We brought Ja Rule on. It's like, I don't need, I don't need the Wolf Pack to release a statement about the NRA. Mm-hmm. I just need Eddie Wolf to give me solid 6 innings and a couple punch outs. So I see the Wolf Pack in the 400 level giving the strikeout sign, is Big Daddy, Big Daddy or is the sixth man going to come out and condemn, January 6th? I've never heard it. So what, am I supposed to get upset at the sixth man?
But then if Alan Horowitz comes out and condemns January 6th, but then he doesn't come out and do a Roe versus Wade statement, then is everybody going to be up the sixth man's ass because he's not? But that's exactly what T is talking about. It's a slippery slope because it's like once you open that door, then you have to be consistent with it, or else then people are going to be up your ass for that thing too. So I reiterated in the story, like I don't think there's like a right or wrong. I don't know. I just think like these groups have to like define what they are. And interestingly enough, like the Sons of Ben is the river end is the section where all the supporters sit at at Subaru Park. And there's a splinter group called the Keystone State Ultras that basically, split off like a couple years ago. It's like, yeah, we don't. It's not that we agree or disagree with any of this. We just want to get it back to basics and focus on supporting the team and drinking some beers or whatever. So I think other supporters sections in other soccer stadiums and other leagues and other teams or whatever, they have multiple different groups that sit in the same section. So it may just be a thing where like, okay, we got the Sons of Ben, we got the Keystone Ultras, and now we have like maybe a third group that believes in this or that or whatever. So tell you that's the future, is maybe just multiple groups that have different beliefs or like think that, hey, we're going to do social justice and political statements in addition to being a supporters group or whatever. And maybe they just kind of, that naturally settles, and people kind of find like what group, they want to belong to or what means something to them. And, it'll kind of, work that way,